In today's video, I'm going to be going over every single gun customization in PUBG New State. There are also 2 guns on this list that, when customized, may just be the best guns in the entire game. We're going to start off with SMGs. So the first SMG is the UMP45. The custom version of this gun offers higher damage and a built-in suppressor, but you are unable to use a muzzle. You should definitely customize the UMP45 because the suppressor is the best muzzle for a UMP45 anyways, and now you have a quiet assassin. Next SMG on the list, we've got the Tommy gun or the Thompson SMG. By customizing this gun, you get access to higher damage and the ability to equip any scope you want on the gun, but you will experience higher recoil. You should definitely customize this weapon because the added recoil isn't that much to control, and if it is, you can throw on something like an angled foregrip, and that higher damage will give you a higher chance of winning your gunfights. Next up on the list, the Micro Uzi. Customizing this gun will give you more control over your horizontal and vertical recoil. However, this comes with a slower ADS time. I would not customize this weapon, to be honest. The Uzi's recoil is already so low, and in closer range gunfights, you want to be able to ADS or scope in as fast as possible. We've also got the PP 19 Bizon. Upgrading it will give you higher damage and a built-in suppressor, but you will lose out on a muzzle slot. Upgrading your PP is definitely worth it because the higher damage, especially at longer ranges, is quite noticeable. Then we've got the Vector. By customizing this weapon, first, you get an increased muzzle velocity, which means your bullets will travel faster and further, which in the end means you don't have to lead your shots as much, making it much easier to aim. In addition, the damage drop-off distance is increased, meaning that bullets will fly further before hitting the ground, and you will be able to do more damage at longer ranges. The only downside is that the muzzle slot is now unavailable. I would definitely customize the Vector because it's not like you need a compensator because the Vector's recoil is already so easy to control, and you only use the Vector at close ranges, so a suppressor is pretty much useless. If you have the opportunity, customize the Vector. Next up, we've got our shotguns. The first shotgun on the list is the S686. Definitely customize this weapon. It allows you to shoot both shells extremely fast, and you only have to click the shoot button once. With a regular S686, you can't unload 2 shells that fast. Now we've got the S1897 shotgun. I would say customizing this is a good idea as the pumping time between shots is decreased. Although the ADS time is increased, that faster bullet unload speed is very useful. Third shotgun on the list, the DBS. I would highly recommend customizing this gun because the reload speed increases. You will lose out on vertical recoil control though, however that doesn't really matter when you are close range with a shotgun. And we've got our final shotgun, which is the S12K. Definitely customize the S12K. First off, you get a slot to put on a tactical stock. Now, what does a tactical stock do, you may ask? Well, it gives you higher recoil recovery, a more stable recoil motion, more control over your weapon sway, and the ability to scope in faster. In addition, customizing the S12K will tighten the spread of your bullets. Now, for beginners, the way a shotgun works is by firing individual shells. In those shells, there are tiny little pellets that hit your enemy. By customizing the S12K, the spread of those bullets will be tighter, meaning more pellets are likely to hit your opponent. The only downside is vertical recoil control, but again, that doesn't matter when you are point blank with a shotgun. Now we're on to the bolt action sniper rifles. The DSR-1 is the first one on this list and is a PUBG New State new weapon. Customizing this gun will give you a built-in suppressor, but your bullet speed is reduced. There really is no point in customizing this gun. Just find a sniper suppressor and now you have a customized DSR-1 without having the slower bullet speed. Now we've got the Kar98K. You should definitely customize the Kar98 because the time it takes to cock the gun will decrease, meaning you can fire consecutive shots faster. The only downside is increased vertical recoil, but that literally means nothing when using a bolt action sniper rifle. Onto our final bolt action on the list, it's the M24. You get higher damage but increased vertical recoil, which again doesn't matter when you are using a bolt action sniper rifle. However, damage does, and it may mean the difference between you finishing your enemy quickly and your enemy getting the chance to run away, bring their squad, and send you back to the lobby. Onto our DMR / designated marksman rifle / semi-autos. First one, we've got the VSS. Customizing this weapon will give you more stable recoil motion, and now you can put on any scope you want. However, you lose your stock slot, which means you can't use a cheek pad. I would not customize the VSS the cheek pad just seems to be better than the enhanced stock. However, keep in mind, the VSS is a full auto weapon and one of only 2 true full auto snipers in the game. This means you can also use it at close range, although that built-in 4x might be a bit too much. By customizing the VSS, you can put on any scope you want, like a Viper scope, a red dot, maybe even a 2x. So if you want to use the VSS for long, medium, and close range, I would definitely customize the VSS. Next up, the SKS. Now this one is actually really interesting. By customizing the SKS, you get better recoil recovery, which is how well your crosshair returns to its original position after firing a single bullet, which is actually really important for DMRs like the SKS. But you also get better vertical recoil control. However, you lose your stock slot, which could have had a cheek pad, and you get worse horizontal recoil. However, if we compare the recoil of a customized SKS with the recoil of an SKS with a cheek pad, the vertical recoil is actually pretty much the same. However, the horizontal recoil of the customized SKS is slightly worse than that of the base SKS with a cheek pad. So I would have to say that an SKS with at least a cheek pad is better than the bare custom SKS. Onto the SLR. Customizing the gun will give you higher damage, but also higher recoil. For players who can control the recoil, I would go ahead and customize the gun. When sniping long range with a DMR, every shot counts. Being able to take down your opponent in less shots is vital. However, players who are not as experienced, I would not customize the SLR. The final DMR and the only 5.56 DMR in the entire PUBG New State game is the Mini 14. Customizing this weapon gives you less horizontal recoil and better recoil recovery, but it increases your vertical recoil. Plus, the custom Mini 14 has a different skin, so that's pretty cool. The Mini 14 does not have much horizontal recoil, but if you are experienced at the game, you should customize this weapon. This is because vertical recoil is pretty easy to control. It can only go up, but horizontal recoil is kind of hard to predict, and even the pros sometimes have struggle controlling it. With the customized Mini 14, pros can better control their single tap recoil with the custom Mini 14's better recoil recovery. However, if you aren't as experienced, the higher recoil of the custom Mini 14 may be hard for you to master, so in that case, the standard Mini 14 is better. Now let's get onto our light machine guns or LMGs. First one on the list, the DP28. The custom version gives you a 72 round magazine instead of 47 rounds, but a higher reload time. The base DP28 takes around 5.5 seconds to reload an empty mag, while the custom DP28 takes around 6 seconds to reload an empty mag. For only half a second more, but 25 more bullets per magazine, I would say it's definitely worth customizing the DP28. And our final LMG on the list is the M249. The custom version doubles the magazine capacity from 75 bullets to 150 bullets. That is insane. However, just like the DP28, the custom version of the M249 has a longer reload time. The base M249 takes around 8 seconds to reload an empty mag, while the custom version takes around 9 seconds to reload an empty mag. For that extra second reload time, the custom M249 is an excellent trade-off, as you are getting 100% more bullets. The custom M249 is definitely worth it. Now into my favorite part of the video, and I'm pretty sure everyone else is too, the assault rifles. The first custom assault rifle on the list is the famous 5.56 SCAR-L. The custom version gives you better recoil control and a 50 round magazine, but it increases your reload time. The standard SCAR-L takes around 2.2 seconds to reload an empty mag. With an extended quick draw, it becomes around 1.7 seconds to reload an empty mag. But the custom SCAR-L takes around 2.6 seconds to reload an empty mag. If you can deal with the slower reload speed, then customize the SCAR-L, because 50 bullets is damn good for an assault rifle. Think about it, the DP28, an LMG, a gun meant to have a lot of bullets, has less bullets than the custom SCAR-L. But if you absolutely cannot deal with the longer reload time, then settle for an extended quick draw. Everyone's favorite weapon and regarded as the best gun in all of PUBG, the M416. Customizing this gun gives you a tighter hipfire spread, as well as less bullet spread when in shoulder mode. However, you will get higher horizontal recoil. If you're planning to use the M4 for longer ranges, don't customize it. However, if you already have a long range answer, such as a bolt action, a DMR, or maybe even another M4 purposely kitted out for longer ranges, then go ahead and customize your M4. First 7.62 assault rifle on the list is the AKM. The custom version takes longer to ADS, but you can add a foregrip to it. The AKM is infamous for having some pretty nasty recoil, but having something like a vertical foregrip makes it actually viable in the meta. Even with the extra ADS time, I would definitely customize my AKM. For the custom M762, you get higher damage but more recoil and a lower muzzle velocity. I would say that without any other attachments, the vertical recoil of the custom M762 is actually pretty difficult to control. I'm not sure how much higher the damage of the custom M762 is compared to the damage of the standard M762, but from some rough testing, it isn't a whole lot. I think this is because although the custom M762 has a higher damage than the standard M762, it also has a lower muzzle velocity, which means bullets travel slower, which reduces the damage of each bullet, especially at longer ranges. Therefore, I believe customizing the M762 is not worth it. Okay, so that's it for today's video. Wait, hold on. I'm getting a call. Yeah, hello? Wait, I missed 2 guns? Yeah, but nobody cares about those guns. No way. Wait, what? So I just got news that there are 2 guns with insane customizations. The first one is the MK47 Mutant. Although the custom version has a higher vertical recoil, it also has the ability to go full auto. Yes, you heard me, a full auto MK47 Mutant is finally possible. I actually used this gun yesterday in a game, and we ended up getting a chicken dinner, and this gun is insane. The MK47 Mutant may have a low rate of fire, but it has the highest damage of any assault rifle in PUBG. If you have the opportunity to customize your MK47 Mutant, 100% do it. Honestly, for some players, this might replace the M416. Then there's the M16A4. Now I like this gun. It sounds good, it has good damage and range, but I just don't love it because it can't go full auto. Until today. Ladies and gentlemen, the custom M16A4 may lose the ability to use a tactical stock, however, it opens a slot for a foregrip and has the option to go full auto. It has a slightly lower fire rate than the M416, but higher damage. Plus, the recoil of the full auto M16 is actually pretty easy to control. More testing would have to be done to see if it has a higher damage per second than the legendary M416, but for now, the M16A4 is officially a viable gun to use in PUBG New State. So thanks for watching the video. If you did enjoy it, smash like and subscribe, and if you didn't like it, smash yourself.